3 bans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Naisu.
They don't want to let Ryzen get the comfort. There's the Esmeralda. That's why the Dairoth ban did pop up from Omega. So again, that does leave a lot to wonder. You know, how does Echo want to round this out?
I think you go Fredrin or Benedetta, your XP lane. Oh, you snatched the Paquito.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
What the, man, they pick so fast.
Is this the jungle
Phobius.
Julian?
What is your jungler if you're Omega? After that Phobius pick.
Wait.
Esmeralda jungle?
Phobius?
Jungle Phobius.
No, this is Esmeralda jungle.
No.
If it is Phobius jungle, I'm gonna lose it.
Jungle Phobius, baby.
You're hearing the crowd just now.
No,
A
it should be
symphony of
Esmeralda.
cheers.
You know,
It should be Esmeralda.
Hey, if it's Jungle Phobius, if it's Jungle Esmeralda, people have been like, man, I'm tired of seeing the same heroes in the jungle. Well,
Fair
here you go.
Fair enough.
Omega's heard you.
It's just Omega being so unpredictable. Time and time again, you're hearing the chants and cheers from the barangay. And for Echo here, they're not wasting any moment, even for the bans and picking. They know what they're up against. It's Omega. Echo, I'll let you guys hear this for a while.
Yeah.
Look how strong the crowd is.
There's so many dashes that can be available for the Phobius. Will be better if it is going for the X-Blade, but I feel like it is going to be the jungle. The only reason why this can work is because of the Abyssal Traps available for Etomax to speed up the Phobius. Otherwise, this will be a very slow jungle take, but we know the Phobius, if he gets to his ultimate, very strong contention around the turtle area.
This is now the battle of the House of Highlights versus the Venom of MPL Season 10. It's confirmed. It's a Phobius jungle by Ryzen.
Yeah, again, I'm excited to see how it unfolds, right? Even running with the Demon Slayer, the jungle emblem here. We did see Amon come up yesterday, and I know now it's also been played in other regional tournaments, so this is going to be exciting to see. Now, again, how does this work? How does it synergize well? And Wolf already pointed out, it is going to work really well with Etu Max here on the Selena, but you know, again, throughout the entirety of the game, how impactful will that Phobius alone be? We're going to have to find out.
You can expect it during team fights. Very strong when it comes to objective taking as well, because you're still a tank. So you still pack up a punch around the turtle and the Lord area. And you also have your ultimate for control. You're so tanky as well, because if you're looking at Echo, there is not a lot of like Phobius killers. You don't have the Esmeralda. In fact, Omega themselves have taken this Esmeralda, so you don't really have a way to take down Ryzen eventually.
I think one great thing that Echo does have to deal around this is just mobility, right? They have mobility with the Matilda, but they also have disengaged with the Julian. So they can kind of, if any time Omega decides to give the green signal to go here, they do have the tools that they need to kind of get out, disengage, buy a little more time, get those ultimates out, and then re-engage too, right? They have a lot of options there. Whereas, yes, Omega is quite tanky themselves. They do have tools as well, but I just think that mobility is an Echo's factor right now.
It's the early game window of the Orcas trying to get on the first turtle, but on the positioning, it's Omega. Making the borders.
Flicker's going to come in, wave the dragon right on Chaknu. He tries to buy some time, but it's going to be the first. A blood for Sanji, and there you go. Deep into the jungle, Ryzen goes. Can't get the kill, though. So now it's Yawi going to be the focus. He's able to escape, too. And there you go. Carl Teasy grabbing a kill for himself. Goes in again, and it's Ryzen that is punished. Double kill for Carl Teasy at 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the game.
What a bad fight coming out from Omega, but it was started by Yawi with his wonderful plays, and then eventually Sanford outplays Ryzen, dashes, forces one of the demonic forces, and then he gets to his jab to get extra shields. Then he didn't dash afterwards, so there was no chase afterwards, and Ryzen was left in a spot where he cannot save himself.
I don't think, okay, Chaknu actually is going to be fine. I thought they'd follow up on that, already forcing a flicker from Etu Max as well. Echo in a good controlling position here. Again, first turtle of the game has not been secured just yet. This might be the moment for Echo.
This is not about objective, it's about the battle of this fight.
Reggio's the one that falls.
Taking the kill.
Nobody falls.
Nobody likes the turtle, bro.
They don't need the turtle. Okay, Sanji going deep into territory. Grab grabbing a kill with finesse himself. Sanji with a quite impressive play there.
Man, Echo just outplays Ryzen, not allowing the Demonic Force to be of impact for this game. They are taking out the other damage dealers from Omega.
Omega is going to go ahead and call Kelra in to help them out
Nobody
here. They
sees
don't want to
Kelra.
give this turtle up just
Oh my
yet.
God.
Carl Teasy,
Oh.
that's going to be another kick. It's Kelra just dissected from the group. And now Renzio going to be focused here. Carl Teasy, the next one. Omega looking to get revenge as they bring down Carl Teasy. And now finally the turtle can be worked on by Omega.
A kill, and they need this objective. The Barangay still remain strong onto the defense. Something tells me Ryzen onto his ultimate can be two sides of the coin. Could be it could lead him into a death trap or just gaining advance on how to counter them.
Well, the thing with Phobius is that it isn't very strong until you get the Clock of Destiny, and then the stacks are the Clock of Destiny, so it takes a lot of time. And Yaoi has been so phenomenal in this game.
Whoa.
It's going to be a huge play here. Kelra is going to be the one to fall. This is the highlights of Yaoi right here that we're talking about, especially on this Cho pick. Time after time. I mean, the guy's got 5 assists already, 5 minutes into the game.
My gosh, Echo is called the House of Highlights for a reason. They're just not stopping unless the risk is so calculated. It's just, what 5 minutes? 5 minutes, and they just keep on attacking and just setting up traps for Omega.
They know that they have the strength. Now, Chakno will have to defend his top lane, which means that the gold siege minion will not be for Kelra, as Kelra has been completely bombarded. Already 2 deaths on the Filipino Savage himself. And Echo are making a big distance between like Benny as well as Kelra's farm. Benny is already taking 2 lanes, which means that he will be so farmed up when the Lord fights do happen, comparably to Kelra.
This is the calm before the storm. He's called the Typhoon for a reason, but one thing that they need to consider inside of Omega, yes, Keller needs more time to farm up with the minions, but one thing they need to worry about, we're seeing Benny just shifting lanes, and they have Sanji as the Matilda here. There's a lot of reinforcement, including the movement speed, so this covers up a complete control of the map in the side of Omega.
Yeah, if you, again, going back to their name, right, Echo Express, the team that they drafted here is all about that express factor, the mobility, the positioning advantage that they have.
A bullet train.
We've literally seen it for the past 6 minutes, and that's what we see Smart Omega just kind of struggling to keep up with. It's like they're constantly trying to match the position, match the mobility of this team from Echo.
Yeah, look at this. There's so many ways to close the gap. There's so many initiations. Circling Eagle, Wave the Dragon with a flicker onto the Cho, Paquito. You also have Carl Teasy on the Julian with the knockups on the enhanced change. So many ways to actually start the fight for Echo.
Wow, this 2 teams is just trying to make a risk and making a chance in every move. Just look at this. Using the turtle, Ryzen just keep on poking this. But one thing they're also considering is, will they go for a counter for Omega?
Who's Yaoi going to pick out of this group right here? There you go. They do secure it. It's going to be secured by Ryzen, and now the fight breaking out here. Blazing doing it to the backside. At 2 Max going to be the focus of Benny Cutie. Yaoi still alive, but it's Ryzen. They get at 2 Max, but a trade across the board as they find 2 of Echo. Smart Omega grabbing the turtle and the kills.
You can see that Omega really fought so hard, and that we can already see how much impact Ryzen has with his Phobius during the team fights. Carl TC melted against Omega when he was jumped upon by Ryzen with Kelra protecting him. But it was Chakdo with this wonderful wild charge to start the fight. Even after Benny Cutie as well as Yaoi already found the right angles, what happened was there was sort of an exchange of hostages where exchange of prisoners, I mean. It seemed like as Benny Cutie was exchanged for Kelra, but Kelra outplayed Benny Cutie eventually. And the damage dealt by Kelra was immense in that game. He found the targets that were stunned up as Etomax landed a nice arrow onto Carl TZ eventually. Once he was stunned up, Kelra dealt the damage with the shotgun.
Right now, the mindset of these 2 teams is protect their gold laner. It's between Benny Cutie and Kelra right now. The gap, there's no such gap, only about 1 gap. On the side of Omega, Kelra has more advantage in terms of clearing the lanes. But one thing also this is Echo capitalizing on is they have Sanji, they have Yaoi, but one thing they also need to consider is the damage right now. Omega is just building on momentum.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Kelra was 0-2 at one point. He's managed to grab himself key pickups and at the same time grab the Malefic Roar. So now he's in a good position to actually just provide that burst, provide that damage that really is what is needed from a Beatrix pick here. So already it's pretty even across the board in terms of space, a tower each, but okay, that's actually not going to go down. It's held on by 1 HP, literally, in the top side. So now this is crucial because now the first Lord of the game has come up.
It's interesting to say that there have been only 2 turtles so far because of how late both teams were during the first turtle.
They don't mind the turtle or what, so
it's all about the kills.
They're using the objective as traps all throughout. Okay,
for Omega, they have a hero to play the offside lane, which is the Esmeralda. We can see the turtle fight, the Lord fight. The Lord dance actually being started by Benecutie. He is holding on to the Lord, and Omega knows this for sure. How will they approach it? They are gonna play off map.
Wait.
Might be too fast.
I mean,
whoa!
A great decision there from Echo. They're like, Benecutie, just work on the Lord. It was Carl Teasy just kind of sitting there, zoning out Ryzen. Ryzen didn't really have that tankiness to actually get into position. So, in a way, free Lord there for Echo.
My God.
It's the perfect way to just play with the minds of Omega. They have 2 counter initiations just now. They just keep on poking on the mid lane. There's a Lord marching down bottom.
Should be fine.
Yeah, they should be fine. Yawi, for the first time we see him fail an initiation. But you see the kill intent coming out from Echo when Kelra showed himself damaging Yawi in there. Matilda coming up from Sanji immediately gets into the zone where he can pop the Circling Eagle if he wants. And as soon as Kelra saw that happening, he backed out as well. So both teams just understanding each other's strengths.
Look at that. Speaking of strength, how does Benecutie with a peel and poke from Chakma and take a tower down?
So that's the thing with Claude, right? Is you'd be surprised that when he has just these, I mean, even a couple items, right? The amount of poke that he can just whittle down a tank like Chaknu here. And Chaknu doesn't have anything to do about it. He's just taking those bullets and just has to go recall, gives up a tower there on the bottom side.
So what we're seeing from the composition of Echo, which is going to be great versus Kelra, is that Carl TZ opted to go for a full magic damage build, which means that even after the Wind of Nature pickup by Kelra, still a lot of like additional damage source that can take out Kelra if he does pop the Wind of Nature. So that's going to be Carl TZ. Dealing the damage rise and caught! So quickly.
Just forcing out resources now on the side of Omega. Echo is just onto the Express.
Chaknu gonna get canceled here, but the arrow does land. I don't think they can follow up at all, though. Kelra, though, trying to find an angle, but he gets caught out in a bad position and punished right away here. Sanji with a play, and now the rest. Renzio gonna be the next target. Do they follow up? The flicker comes in. Sanford on the hunt, but he can't catch Renzio just yet. He's gonna try to cut him off. The jab is out. Another one. The 1-2 has Sanji there to back him up. Falling Star Moon comes down. Still 2 versus 1 on the bottom side. The rest of the team now crashing down, and that's Renzio that is taken out.
A good buy time for Renzio as well. Just clearly getting Echo in a different direction to save him.
Now Sanji with a mini play that when he dodged the Falling Star Moon. That actually is a great play coming out from Sanji, because what could have happened is that Renzio would have more shields to work with since he's able to hit his shots, but Echo prevented that from happening. But the bigger play was the kill onto Ryzen. Now they will have a stronger contention around this Lord area. The Lord dance is going to be in favor of Echo, unless Omega says otherwise. They will be setting up top lane, clearing that out. Kelra already poking, and Yawi knows this.
Okay, Yawi's already going to push Kelra back, gets the Wave of the Dragon off. The rest of the team to follow up, can't get the kill just yet. Blazing do it on the backside. They find at 2 max, they find Chaknu. Demonic forces coming out. The Filipino Savage is still alive. Surviving for now. Can they even this one out? It's a killing spree for Carl Teasy. And now it's a dangerous 2 versus 2 up on the Lord. But look at that. Carl TZ punishing another, and that's the signal to start up the Lord as Ryzen has to go back to base.
What a wonderful set of events for both teams, as when Kelra popped his ultimate with the Renner, we called it. Yawi knew where he was, and Yawi did not hesitate. Conceal play, going for Kelra, forcing that out. Eventually followed up by the circling Eagle. But you gotta have to give it to Omega. They still managed. Kelra still held his ground, got 2 kills before going down. But Carl TZ and Benny Cutie combining for baiting out Omega as well as dealing the damage onto the right targets. Carl TZ knows, even with the Esmeralda tankiness, you have the damage. That is the reason why you pick up the Julian and you go for a full damage build. Yes, you can tear down even the strongest tanks like Esmeralda.
Echo Connection is up and ready, looking back on the keys to victory number 2. Make the roaming difficult for Omega. It was the Yawi just making all the zone outs and looking for a proper opening for Omega. For Echo rather, but now it's the Lord just bashing through the last hour in the base.
Assault on base, a mid-turret still going to be worked on here. Does it go down? They hold on to it, but look at the damage from Carl TZ. They still hold on to it for now, so no base turrets down just yet, with Benny Cutie pushing on the bottom side. My goodness, you can't forget about Kelra on this Beatrix. So now with Sanji down, Omega could possibly make some plays here, try to get some more space on the map.
Let's get back to the instant replay, Wolf.
We are going to see it.
Mission impossible.
Arrow hits onto Sanji, as you can see, then Ryzen pokes him with the Astro's Eye, and Kara knows this. He does have the orange buff as well, so he will deal so much damage in there. As you saw, combination of items as well as the orange buff. Now he's gonna be even scarier with those kind of pokes, because he recently just picked up the Heptasis, which is a great bursting kind of an item. So you'll imagine during the Lord dances, nobody should be hit by Kelra's Renner's ultimate. I think it's called Renner's
Shot
Apathy.
Apathy, yeah.
Renner's Apathy.
Just to go back on
because
Kelra.
he doesn't care.
Oh, just as that. We've
3
seen
bars.
Kelra just becoming the vision for Omega. The damage burster, the sniper, the savage.
Yawi goes right in, gets away the dragon off, but he's the one to fall. The follow with the blazing duet. Chak through the next one. Benny Cutie gonna be in trouble here, and they're still fighting. It's a double kill for Sanji, but it's now again a 2 versus 2, and Carl TZ is there with that damage on the Julian pick. They're gonna disengage. Renzio has to back off here. This is a tough situation. It's 2 versus 2. Can they defend their base? They might lose a tower, but right now, Omega on the defense.
Echo just broke out a pandemonium against Omega. How can they be able to defend this? Nobody's dashing.
No one goes in. Chak looking for the wild charge. Does find it. Has Ryzen there to help him out. Here comes Renzio and F2 Max. Circling Eagle going to come out to try to help him. Carl TZ still alive for now. Arrow doesn't land. The outplay from Carl TZ as they grab another kill, making Omega take the mistakes.
Oh my gosh, back and forth and back and forth. How do you take this game? Omega and Echo is not stopping.
My God, Sanji also played this well. I mean, surely we can highlight Carl TZ and his heroics. Wonderful play, enhanced chains, eventually enhanced sword to get out with the concentrated energy. But my oh my, Sanji, actually, when Carl TZ dashed, he also dashed as well with the guiding wind, which meant that when Ryzen eventually jumped, since it happened almost at the same time, instead of going on to Carl TZ, Ryzen jumped into the Matilda. And then afterwards, he popped the Winter Truncheon to buy more time. That was so clutch coming out from Sanji. And even as we can say that it was Carl TZ who made the highlight plays, you cannot deny the fact that Sanji saved him in a more creative manner than you would expect.
Sanji, this kid, just keeps on proving himself worthy in the side of Echo. The connection, the double tap connection.
The damage, though, they find Carl Teasy. Now it's Echo on the run. The Lord has been worked on. Smart Omega looking to capitalize on this. Ryzen might be a little bit too extended, but right now they're happy with the one. They get the Lord. They lose 2, actually 3 base turrets.
Yeah, talking about push here for Echo. It's just gaining control over the equilibrium, all of the lanes. They're gonna wait for Carl Teasy, but now it's Omega's time to put their feet back on the defense.
It's all about how you deal the damage and now you're safe.
Oh my goodness, at 2 max. Getting a little iffy there. Sanford definitely has the damage in these gloves. So everybody's gonna go back. This is just, once again, a reset as we wait for the next big objective, the Lord, for this game. We're almost at 20 minutes in. So the question too, the natural question whenever time Smart Omega is playing is, what about those Omega timers? Does that still apply here?
Will it make it to win the Wolf?
I think that no matter what happens, you have to always think about Omega timers, man. That's just how they are. They always reach to this point, and they always prevail in the end. And Chakno as well as Etomax, they have their comfort composition with this duo of the Grok and the Selena, equally strong in the early stage and the late stages, equally as impactful. And it won't matter how many times Etomax misses if he gets that one shot. Like, for example, when we saw it on to Carl Teasy and Benny Cutie, gonna be able to burst down anyone. So no matter what happens, Omega timers are a threat.
They have their comfort heroes right now.
Yawi right now.
Like
he is going to find Kelra on the top side of the map. He does find Kelra, but he's doesn't have the follow-up. Benny Cutie now there. Immortality on Kelra. It's going to be popped. Carl Teasy has gone down, and look at the damage. That is the big dam coming out from the Filipino Savage as 3 fall from the Echo Express. And now Yawi and Sanford on the run, and these are the Omega timers we were just talking about, as now they push down the mid lane. Lord is now up. Does Smart Omega just take it to the base?
Call an ambulance, but not for me, says Kelra. Pops the immortality, sells it, and now he has got the brute force breastplate to tag through. Even Haskell's picked up eventually the middle of the fight.
My gosh, you feel the Filipino Savage?
They get kicked into the base here. They're going to try to turn this one around, but they can't because Kelra's still up, and that's going to be the game right here. But it's Carl Teasy still defending, and he does it, looking for the Maniac, and he grabs it, and it's Omega with the blunder. 21 minutes into the game.
A scream and a symphony of cheers. Omega missing the hits onto the base of Echo.
And hands change to the base. Omega were too anxious, and they have let go.
And it's Renzio versus 3. There's not much he can do but try to buy as much time, but that's not going to be enough. And in a turnaround, Carl Teasy defends the base and helps Echo take game number 1.
How do you explain this? How?
From 100 to 0.